quiet town by the Silver Bridge. A tranquil town nestled by the Silver Bridge, a place where life flowed as smoothly as the river beneath. But what you're about to hear, well, it's something I never thought I'd be sharing. But here we are. You see, sometimes the most idyllic places hide the darkest secrets. It was an ordinary town, just like yours, until that fateful night. And as I share this tale with you, you'll discover the chilling reality that unfolded in the shadows of that serene Silver Bridge. Stay with me, because this story will send shivers down your spine. A serene town, like a forgotten painting, rested beside the tranquil river. The water below whispered stories of ages past. And then there was the Silver Bridge. This ancient and imposing bridge stretched its iron limbs across the water. It was a relic of a bygone era, but it held a beauty that was as eerie as it was captivating. The sunsets, casting their fiery hues upon the calm river, were something to behold. The bridge, with its whispered secrets, was a sentinel to those tranquil moments. But there was more to it than met the eye. The Silver Bridge was a beautiful, yet eerie presence in our town. I need to share with you a memory that's haunted me for years. It was just an ordinary night, and I was crossing the Silver Bridge, the cool breeze whispering through the rusted steel. But that night was different. I saw something that still sends shivers down my spine to this very day. As I gazed into the darkness beneath the bridge, I saw a figure. A figure that didn't belong there was lurking in the shadows. Their eyes glowed with an otherworldly light, and they whispered something I couldn't quite make out. It was a chilling encounter that marked the beginning of a series of inexplicable events. Little did I know that night would change everything. As I continued walking on that fateful night, a sense of unease began to wash over me. It was as if the air had grown colder and the very atmosphere had shifted. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. And then I saw them. A figure stood there, right in the middle of the bridge. Their silhouette was eerie, like a ghostly specter emerging from the darkness. Their eyes, piercing and otherworldly, seemed to glow with an unnatural light. I strained to hear their whispered words, but it was as if they were speaking in a language unknown to this world. I couldn't make out the words, but the feeling that washed over me was unmistakable. Fear, dread, and an unshakable sense of foreboding. The encounter with this mysterious stranger on the bridge was just the beginning of a nightmare that would grip our town in terror. After that chilling night on the Silver Bridge, our town was no longer the same. Strange things started happening, one after the other, like dominoes of the macabre. People reported eerie shadows dancing in the moonlight, mysterious footsteps echoing in empty streets, and whispers in the wind that nobody could decipher. Doors would creak open on their own, lights flickered without reason, and strange symbols appeared on the walls of old abandoned buildings. Each day, the feeling of an invisible presence became more profound, and the once welcoming town started feeling like a trap. We couldn't escape the feeling that our peaceful town was sliding into a darkness that defied explanation. The night of reckoning arrived like a ghostly specter, creeping in uninvited. It was a cold, foggy night, and the air was thick with tension, as though the universe itself was holding its breath. A heavy mist hung low, veiling the Silver Bridge in an eerie shroud. It felt as though the bridge held a terrible secret, one that was about to be revealed. The townsfolk couldn't shake the sense of impending doom. Whispers of dark omens spread like wildfire, and people gathered in their homes, gripped by an unshakable fear. As the clock struck midnight, the river below the bridge mirrored the starless sky, and an unnatural silence blanketed the town. It was on that cold, foggy night that everything changed, and the tragic event unfolded in the heart of our quiet, unsuspecting town. The very foundations of our reality quivered that night. It started with an ominous creaking, and the sound of metal groaning, a beast of iron and steel tortured by an invisible force. Then, as if in response to a sinister command, the Silver Bridge began to sag. A collective gasp filled the air, and the screams of disbelief echoed in the night. In a deafening roar, the bridge crumbled, the structure yielding to some terrible unseen power. The Silver Bridge, a symbol of our town's history, plunged into the unforgiving river. Panic and chaos erupted, creating a sea of darkness and despair. Desperate cries for help, the splintering of steel, and the rushing water combined to create a horrifying symphony of destruction. It was a night that would forever be etched in our memories. A night when the Silver Bridge, our tranquil sentinel, turned into a nightmare we could never forget. In the chaos that followed the bridge's collapse, I found myself amidst a maelstrom of shattered dreams and broken hopes. I thought I had lost everything. The cold water of the river enveloped me, and as I gasped for air, I couldn't help but think of the lives forever changed that night. Surviving the collapse was just the beginning of a new kind of nightmare. The town that was once familiar had become unrecognizable. The loss, the pain, and the unanswered questions left an indelible mark on us all. We were haunted, not just by the bridge's fall, but by the fear of what might have caused it. I survived, but the nightmare was far from over. The truth behind the Silver Bridge collapse still eluded us. In the wake of the Silver Bridge collapse, our town became a different place altogether. It was as if a shadow had settled over us, and it never quite lifted. The survivors, haunted by the memories of that night, struggled to rebuild their lives. The loss of friends, family, and a piece of our town's history was a wound that never truly healed. But there was something else, something that gnawed at our collective consciousness, the unanswered questions. To this day, the Silver Bridge collapse remains a haunting enigma. What caused the bridge to crumble? Was it something supernatural, or a hidden, sinister force at play? The town couldn't let go of these questions, and the mystery grew with each passing day. The story I've shared is just the beginning. The Silver Bridge collapse wasn't just a tragic event, it was the birth of a chilling mystery that continues to confound us. The memories of that night still haunt me, like ghosts that refuse to fade. It's a story that's etched into my soul, and I carry it with me every day. I needed to share this story with you all, not only as a witness, but as a reminder. The Silver Bridge collapse wasn't just a chapter in our town's history. It was a haunting testament to the fragility of life and the relentless pursuit of answers. Thank you for joining me on this chilling journey. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more spine-tingling stories.